Today you'll learn how to use a while loop to run the name game many times with different names without needing to end and restart the program. While loops are the easiest way to repeat a block of code. We'll add the ability to play a game again to all the games in my video series. But what do you do if you accidentally get your program stuck in a tight infinite loop that won't stop? Today I'll demonstrate what to do in that situation too. Hi, I'm Annette Gotland. I'm the author of the Do-It-Yourself Java Games books. I teach Java programming through creating games. Welcome to the video version of my books. We're currently in the text game video series TG, the first of 4 types of game series. The focus of this series is to cover the fundamentals of Java programming. No previous programming experience is required. You'll learn how, when, and why Java programs are written the way they are. This series has 16 projects. We're currently working on the 7th project, TG7, Finish the Name Game. In this project, we'll finish the name game we started in TG3 and added to in TG5. After printing the message for a name, you'll be asked to enter another name, or enter quit if you want to leave the game, as shown here. This is lesson TG7.2, where you'll learn to use while loops and how to handle an infinite loop. A while loop repeats a block of code while a condition is true. In this lesson, you'll get the name game to continue asking for another name until you type quit to enter the program. Exercise 1. Repeat code with a while loop. Pause the video if you need more time in any of these exercises. If you want to see how I would complete any of the listings, please refer to the completed listings at the end of the video. Add code exactly as shown. Run it. What happened? It should continue to ask for a name to run again. The code runs fine, but it would be easier to read if you added some blank lines. Exercise 2. Make it easier to read each set. Add a blank line before and after the constructor checks the name. Run it. What happened? It should have printed a blank line after you entered a name and before it tells you to enter another name. Now your program writes messages to names again and again. What if you wanted to quit asking names and then do something else? For example, print, "Thank you for playing my game," when the user decides to quit. Exercise 3. Thank the user for playing. Add a print statement after the while loop to print, "Thank you for playing my game." You should notice that the code change created a syntax error, unreachable code. Your program has a loop that never ends. It never quits asking for a name, and it never reaches the print statement after the loop. How can you make it end the loop? Think about the earlier lesson when you used if statements to check if something was true or false. You could replace the word true in the while loop with a condition that would return true or false. Exercise 4. Repeat until the user wants to quit. Add a condition to repeat the block of code until the user enters quit for the name. Hint: repeat while name is not quit. Refer to TG5.1 if you don't remember how to compare if strings are equal or not equal. That was an unfair task. Even if you type the correct condition, while not name equals quit, you'll receive a syntax error. It doesn't know the variable called name. Inside the loop, name is declared as a string. String name equals input. But now you're trying to use name in the while statement before it was declared. Variables must be declared before you use them. Exercise 5. Rearrange declaration and use. Change the code to do these things in this order. Tell the user to enter a name. Wait for the user to enter the name and put it in a new string named name. Continue the loop as long as name doesn't equal quit. Print a blank line. Check name. Print a blank line. Tell the user to enter another name. Wait for the user to enter a name and put it in name. Run it. What happened? It should have kept asking for a name and printing responses for those names until you entered quit. Then it should respond with, "Thank you for playing my game," and should not ask for any more input. This is the end of what I had planned for the name game. But before we leave, let's look at how to handle infinite loops since while loops, if used incorrectly, may get stuck in a tight infinite loop. What is an infinite loop? An infinite loop is one that never ends. You created an infinite loop when you had a while true loop in an earlier exercise. That didn't cause any problems because the program stopped for input every time through the loop. You were able to end the program by closing the window while it was paused, waiting for another name. But some programs that don't pause might get into such a tight loop that you can't interrupt it by clicking the window close button. Exercise 6. Create an infinite loop. In the while loop, remove the line of code that takes input from the user and puts its value into name. Run it. What happened? Now when you run the program and enter a name, it will repeat the loop using the same name and never ends. Close the do-it-yourself window to try to stop it. If you're not able to close the window, you can click the Terminate button in the console pane to exit the program like this. To terminate any program running in Eclipse, you can go to the console pane, where it shows that the name game is running, and click the Terminate button. You'll notice that the window closed and it now says that the program is terminated. If for some reason the console pane is not shown, like this, you can bring it up by clicking Windows, Show View, Console. Exercise 7. Terminate the program from the console. Run the program, then click the Terminate button in the console to close the program. Let's fix the infinite loop before we leave this program. Exercise 8. Fix the infinite loop. In the while loop, after it prints enter another name, get input for the name from the user. Run it. What happened? It should print the response to each name only once and should now pause to wait for the user to enter another name. Exercise 9. Export your program. Export your name game program if you want to run it without Eclipse or to share it with someone else. Refer to TG7.2 Export a Program for a demonstration of how to export any of the games in these videos. Key points and more. The while loop will keep repeating the code in the curly brackets while a condition is true. Variables must be declared before they can be used in the while loop. Variables declared outside the while loop can be used in the loop, but variables declared inside the loop cannot be used outside the loop. An infinite loop is a loop that never ends. A tight infinite loop is an infinite loop that never pauses. An infinite loop that calls input inside the loop pauses for the user to enter a value. Such an infinite loop wouldn't be a tight infinite loop. Everyone will at some time create a tight infinite loop in a program by accident. That's why I wanted to be sure you knew how to end a tight infinite loop. A tight infinite loop running on a computer slows down all programs running on the computer. If an infinite loop runs too fast, you might not be able to stop the program by clicking the Windows Close button. To end any program running inside Eclipse, even one caught in a tight infinite loop, click the Terminate button on the console pane. If you can't end the program running outside of Eclipse, you may have to go to Windows Task Manager to cancel the task or reboot the computer. You should never export a program to run outside of Eclipse if it has code that runs in a tight infinite loop. Here are the completed listings for all the exercises in this video. This is the end of the last lesson in the Finish the Name Game project. The name game helped you learn about if statements, how to compare strings, and how to use while loops. These are techniques used in almost all programs. So far, you've been using just string data, but computers are even better at using numbers. In the next several lessons, you'll learn about different kinds of numbers, how to declare them, and calculations you can do with them. You'll learn how to convert between different data types, handle mathematical exceptions, create methods that return values, and even extend the DIY window class with your own methods to input more than just strings. We'll cover all this across several lessons in Project 8, where you'll create a simple calculator.